Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Aaron Collins. This is another edition of me addressing worldly issues in a godly way. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is in their right mind. I hope everyone is just living their best life and doing what they need to do. I'm not going to take long, so I'm going to just get right into the topic. It seems like forever talking about the mistreatment of black women. Now, Malcolm X once said that the black woman is the most unprotected woman on the planet, and I agree. And I might want to add that not only the most unprotected, but also the most disrespected. You see, lately, black women have been taking the brunt of a whole lot of things that's going on right now. I already covered the incident in Harlem where the young woman coming out of the liquor store. I covered that. About a year before that, I covered another incident in Brooklyn where a young lady was attacked by a group of guys. Now, this is a situation that's very that's been happening quite a lot. It's a pattern. It's very demonic. So let's get into it. Recently, NFL player of the Seattle Seahawks, Chad Wheeler, had an issue with his African American girlfriend. He told her to bow down to him. She declined and didn't do it. After that, he proceeded to beat her up nearly within an inch of her life and strangled her until she passed out. After which he went to eat a meal or some cereal. It depends on who's telling the story. After she started to come back to consciousness, what he said was unacceptable. He said, "Oh, you're still alive," as if he's surprised that she's still alive, indicating that it's a strong possibility that maybe he was trying to kill her. That's the way I would look at it. But either way, his behavior is unacceptable. And we're living in a generation, in a day and age where the society and the environment is deeming that it's all right to beat up women. It's not. It is not all right to beat up women. And black women are like the most receptive of these domestic violence incidents. Now, we know the NFL was supposed to have waived them, and he came basically with the same response that happens with a lot of people of his kind, with a lot of people of his from his environment, from his community. He was able to say he was off his meds. He's sorry. He didn't know what came over him. The same thing we've always heard. But we all know that it's basically because he's got the complexion for protection. He's a white man in America, and he's benefiting from a system that was already put in place for him to benefit from by people like him that create the system. Basically, he's on code with people, even the arresting officers. Even though they arrested him, they're still on code. They still give him the benefit of the doubt that is not afforded to African Americans. If the situation were reversed, we both know that Chad Wheeler will probably either wind up dead or maybe 6 feet under the jail and throw away the key. But that's how the system is. The system is not designed for us to benefit from, it's not designed for us to even have a fair shake. Now, yeah, his case is still pending, and the fact that he's 6'4", and weighs over 300 pounds. The fact by his weight, the fact that he's a professional football player, that alone should warrant some kind of attention to, but for some reason it never does. And we already know what the usual rhetoric is that, oh, she had it coming. What did she do to him? Let's look at the whole picture. The same thing. And quite frankly, I'm getting tired of it. And I'm getting tired of the mistreatment that our black women are getting. As black men, once again, and I find myself still talking about this sort of topic. I just got through, like I said, covering the Harlem attack. But just when you try to get away from these types of topics, when we try to get away from this type of situation, something always arises that brings me back into it. So anyway, I wanted to just go in and put that out there and talk about that and just say how this should be unacceptable. We should not be taking this as black men. I see it all the time, particularly on YouTube in the so-called black sector, that we hear all these guys talking about pump and dump, and then the women talking about leveling up and divesting and hypergamy and all that sort of all the other stuff. And maybe I'll cover that in a future video, or even a live stream. But the stuff that they're talking about is irrelevant. All it is catering more to this gender war, and it's basically giving way to the environment that produces the Chad Wheelers and the young men that beat up the young lady in Harlem. These talking points are basically making way for that type of environment and behavior. And yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna put it out there. I do blame this current state of affairs that's going on, where they're making it to where it's all right to attack black women. And I'm not saying that some women don't put themselves in positions, because I get it. People say that, well, oh, she should have chose better. You know what? Whatever. That's irrelevant. I don't know. Maybe she should have chose better. It still doesn't justify the fact that he beat her and then strangled her until she lost consciousness. And then all he has to say is that, oh, you're still alive? After but once again, he's living in a society where his privilege and his skin tone afford him this type of benefit. So I just wanted to talk about that. Another incident I want to talk about also took place in New York City. This one's more tragic. An African immigrant named Musa, I can't pronounce his last name, 22 years old, shot and murdered his own mother simply for the fact that she told him to get a job. Now, once again, let's look at this situation. Him being from another culture, he's still a black man, but he comes from another culture. He comes from the mainland, the motherland, Africa. I believe Gambia. You would think that he would come over here with a different set of morals, a different set of way of thinking, a different way of life. But apparently he was obviously influenced by something that would cause him to pull out a gun and shoot his own mom. This young man's family has gotten to the point where they've disowned him, that they want the justice system to prevail against him. And I understand how they feel. I understand their vitriol, their anger. But something like that shouldn't have never happened. What kind of environment, what kind of society are we living in where young men kill their mothers simply for telling them to get a job? Where we allow, where that's seen as something that is the norm. That should not be normal. Something like that shouldn't even take place. And as black men, we have dropped the ball. I'm going to just go and put it out there. We've dropped the ball. A lot of us have decided to leave the community. As they say, let it burn. Some of them decide to go their own way and to save themselves. And I've covered that before also. Yes, I'm repeating myself. But you know what? The topic warrants it. Because I am getting sick and tired of the mistreatment of black women. I'm getting tired of the mistreatment of black men also. But black women are supposed to be our most precious asset, our pride and joy. And they are supposed to be protected. Are there some righteous black women out there that put themselves in positions to be hurt? Yeah, there are. But I'm not justifying any of it. I'm not justifying that no woman should have her brains, her head kicked in. No, not justifying any woman should be shot for telling her son to get a job. No woman should be coming out of a liquor store and get beat up and spat on simply because she said she didn't need anyone's help. No woman should have to be subjected to that. And if in a society that's geared toward protecting white women, if they don't take that in their community, if they protect their women, if their men rally together and protect them, What more should we do as black men in protecting our women? You see, the excuses are gone. The excuses are really gone. There are no excuses to why we shouldn't protect our community. Yeah, I realize we represent a small minority. I realize we don't have a lot of the resources and stuff that afforded to us. Okay, I get that, but that's still no excuse for us to not be protecting our community. That we should be protecting our community and our women even more so because of the society and the system that we live in, the white supremacy that's geared against us. We should be doing that even more now than ever. But anyway, I find myself ranting again, but this is some rantable subject matter. We should all be ranting and raving about this because it actually pisses me off. Yeah, I'm just getting tired of how our women are being treated and being portrayed. So anyway, everyone, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I drop more videos. But yeah, this definitely needs to be talked about. This needs some dialogue. So let's talk about this. Let's let it be known. And to all the brothers out there that are out there rallying for black women and defending black women, my hat is off to you. Let's all do this together. Black women and black children. Let's do this. Because if other communities and other races can protect their children and their women, why don't we do the same for ours? Anyway, support the channel at paypal.me/TheRealAaronCollins, as well as patreon.com/TheRealAaronCollins. The Cash App is in the works. Anything else I need to say? I can't think of nothing right now. Anyway, whatever. But let's just let's get this conversation going. Let's get the dialogue started about what's going on today. Let's get away from these other topics and other things that's not important to talk about what's happening to our people. Anyway, y'all know what to do. And remember that God loves you. I love you. Let's do life. I'll see you in the next video.